This is our strong arm practice. So let's start sitting on our legs. Take a deep breath in and roll the shoulders up and back. And starting with the right arm, let's take big arm circles. Palm up to stretch the arm up. Palm down to move it down. Palm up and reach as far back as you can. Reach up, really making that shoulder juicy. And then bring the arm up and let's hug that elbow back. If you feel like your ribs splayed forward, tuck them in, lift your navel center. Get that nice stretch on the back of the arm and release. Left arm up and back, palm down. Palm up to come up and down. I'm wearing my Inspiration Studios tank top. Shout out to my girls. This is where I developed really strong arms with aerial acrobatics. And lift that arm up, pull the elbow back. And again, bring those ribs back into the body. Lift the navel center up towards the spine. And release. Let's bring palms away from you to stretch the wrists. So palms flat on the ground, as close to the knees is easier. And then a little cat-cow just to wiggle and arch the back and massage over those wrists. And let's come over into a forearms, knees position. Interlace your hands together. And a few cat-cows here. Arch the back. This will get a little deeper into the shoulder blades as you round and then arch and round. Try not to overgrip your hands. Just let this articulate in the spine. And now tuck the toes under and lift the hips nice and high in downward dog. With forearms, you want the head to be off the floor. We're gonna rock forward in a few dolphins. So inhale, press into the feet and roll forward into plank. And exhale, lift the hips to come up and back. Use those abs to support the spine as you roll forward, chest towards the hands, and lift the hips to come up and back. And again, inhale forward and exhale, lift back. Good, bring the knees down and sit back into child's pose. Breathe out. Bring the hands forward and glide forward onto your belly. Give a little wiggle in the legs. We're going to activate our arms first. So bend the legs, reach towards them. Don't grab hold, but reach as you flex the feet and lift the chest with active muscles. Good. And release. Let's bring the hands to the chest and lift up into an upward facing dog. Stretch the arms strong and straight. Stretch the legs straight. Big breath in. And then lift the hips and exhale back into downward dog. Let's start with the right leg. Take a deep breath in and stretch that leg back behind you. We're going to bring it towards your left elbow in plank. Good. Inhale up and back. Let's come straight center between both hands and hover in plank. Good. Inhale up and back. This time towards your right elbow. Bend the arms. You're going to rest that knee on the back of the arms if you can. And then you could stretch that leg out straight and maybe lift up off that left foot. Maybe not today for me. Wiggle everything out on the floor. Bend the legs. This time we'll take hold. So squeeze them towards your buttocks. Grab your feet. And as you move up into bow pose, reach the legs back. That will lift the chest. Keep the neck free. Good. And then release. Release the legs. Bring the hands by the chest up into that upward facing dog. Keep the neck long and loose. Really use the legs and the arms. And then lift the hips up and back into downward facing dog. Left leg reaches up back behind you. Let's bring it forward towards the right elbow in plank. Inhale up and back. Exhale between the hands and hover. Good. Inhale, up and back. Here we go. You're going to bring the same knee to the same elbow, left elbow. See if you can rest it back and stretch the legs straight. And maybe you come off that back foot. And maybe I don't. And your face, if it feels like it needs to be on the floor, that's okay. Anything it takes to get there and build confidence. If you want this time, you can bring your hands to the instep or the inside of your feet for a little extra stretch. In bow pose, lift the legs, lift the chest. You can flex the feet. That will really give a little more lift. Bring a big breath in and exhale, release, windshield wiper the legs. Bring the hands to the chest. Upward dog, press into the arms, lift the heart, lift the chest, and lift up and back into downward facing dog. Right leg lifts up back behind you and this time steps up in between the hands and turn towards both feet in a wide angle. Release the arms for a moment. Inhale up, flat back. Take your right hand towards your left foot. You might want to bend the left knee a little bit. That's okay. You're reaching your opposite arm towards the sky, a little twist. Inhale up, flat back. Bring your left arm towards your right foot. Right arm reaches to the sky. Right leg might bend. Inhale up, flat back. And interlace your hands behind your back. If you can get the palms together, that will squeeze the shoulder blades together and bring the hands overhead like they would land on the floor. Lift all the way up. Heel toe the feet together. Heel toe, heel toe. Inhale, arms all the way up. And exhale, bring the hands to the heart center and stay lifted, but keep squatting, squatting, squatting. We're gonna take a side crow. You're gonna bring your hands over to the right. You can stay here. This is an excellent twist. Or bring your knees up towards your left back of arm and see if you can tip. You could put your head down if you need to. Your bottom leg is connected to your arm. It moves forward and your left lifts up and back only if you want to go on. And then come out of it. Lift the hips. Open your feet a little bit wider than the hips and just relax like a little elephant swaying back and forth. Wrap your hands all the way around your legs like a little ostrich, head down in the ground, and squeeze the buttocks down and just rock back and forth. We'll come back to this balance on the other side, but you can take this as a stretch. Lift the hips, interlace the hands behind the back, stretch the arms overhead, relax the head down. When you're ready, come up with a flat back and heel toe the feet in. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, bring the hands through the heart center. Sit up tall, 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 but squat all the way down and bring your hands to the left. So this is a big twist and awesome if you can just get the hands flat. And then maybe you bend the arms and the knees move up towards that right elbow. You could put the head down. Some of you will feel like your legs are on both arms, but the left leg stretches forward, your right leg back. And release. Good. Lift up into a forward fold. Give it a little wiggle. And let's come back to that balance. Wrap the arms all the way around the legs and then just place them between the feet, palms down, fingertips facing forward. You wiggle your feet closer together till you can get the backs of the thighs on the arms and then stretch them out into a V. You're so close to the ground, don't worry. You'll gently come down, unlike I just did, if you fall when you're ready. This is the 5th video I've recorded today. I'm a little tired. Let's move over to the wall, and we're going to take an L shape, so preferably one without a frame on it. Sit up and wiggle your feet into your mat, and we're going to put your hands right where your heels made little indents. They're gonna feel like you want to move them further. Try not to. This is a very shallow downward dog, I know, and that's a good stretch to stay in. Or you walk your feet to your hip height See if you can balance your feet on the wall and then push your legs straight, and you should be in that L shape. I know you'll want to walk forward, but stay there. If you want to go on, lift your left leg. Don't let it fall back behind you, but lift it towards the ceiling. Try to stay in one long line. There, I hit it for just a second. Your right leg can switch places up towards the ceiling. And when you need to, come down and rest in child's pose. Roll up when you're ready, and let's stretch the wrists for a moment, grabbing your fingertips and pressing them down towards the floor. And then switching and taking your other palm away, fingertips down towards the floor. We're going to do that again. I'm going to turn around to do a full handstand, but you could just take that same exercise again. Here, make sure you have room for your head about 6 inches away from the wall. Feet lift you up into downward dog and walk forward. Take a big step forward. Now, as you kick the opposite leg, you're more kicking up to stand on the hands. So if you don't make it, gently land and reach up again. When you're there, if your chest out's in front of you, pull your chest and your belly button in, look at the floor, reach your feet, squeeze them together like you're squeezing a ball. And then when you need to come down, rest in child's pose. We'll work on a full inversions practice later, but this was a good start, building those arm strength. So let's come down for a little chest and arm stretch on your belly. Left hand reaches straight out, right hand by your chest. Swing your right leg up and back over the body towards your opposite arm, like you could place it in the palm of your left hand. And come back. Let's take the other side. Bend the left hand by your chest, right arm straight out. Take your left leg and reach it up and over towards your hand. You feel this in the chest and a little bit in the hip flexor. The muscles that help the arms strength across the torso. Good, coming all the way back down. Let's gently roll to your back. Make sure your spine is nice and long. Give yourself a little wiggle and hug your arms around your body. Reach for your back. Remember which arm is on top. Squeeze and then release the arms, and let's switch the other arm on top. Give yourself a nice big hug. Really getting between the shoulder blades. And release the hands by the hips. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, let the muscles let go of the bones so they're just resting on the mat. When we're working the strength, we don't want to be clenching the muscle all the time in just bicep curls. We want to stretch and strengthen and use the whole body to help. And at the end, the whole body gets to relax. Good. Give the feet a little wiggle and the hands a little wiggle and stretch out like the letter X. Reach. And then gather everything in until a little ball, rocking gently from side to side until you roll over to your right. Use the left leg to swing your body all the way up. And let's be really gentle. Maintaining this restful peace. Roll the shoulders back one last time. Inhale, bring the arms up to prayer position overhead. Bring it down to your third eye, your mouth, your heart. and bow. The light within me shines to the light within you. Namaste.